What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 53. Y'all know me. Man, listen, you can look from the title of the video what this gonna be about. This is what you might want to call a tutorial on how to fight in a prison cell. How to fight in a prison cell. Okay, listen. Fighting is one thing. You got the MMA, you got regular boxing, you got martial arts, you got all that. You know what I'm saying? Boom. But you in a big open ring when you doing this type get down. Fighting in a small area in a 6x9, if you want to call it that, prison cell. Whole different world, y'all. That's a whole different get down. Whole different get down. If you don't know what you're supposed to do in one of them cells, you'll go to prison and you'll get messed up. Because now, especially if a dude just out of nowhere, you sitting there writing, sitting on the bunk writing, and all of a sudden the door just fly open and the dude just running there. Now, he might not have a weapon. Hopefully he don't. But he might just run in there, you know what I'm saying, with the one, and boom, 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 and just go to getting off on you. You can't let it take you by surprise. You can't let it, flabbergast you, because you might not be able to bounce back. Might not be able to bounce back. But now, a lot of times, depending on what state you in, depending on what prison you in, what level, you know what I'm saying, you'll do, man, let's get to one, man. Come on. You know, as they say in Alabama, let's catch that sale. That's what they say in Alabama, y'all. Let's catch that sale. Okay, so now catching that sale means let's go in the cell and get the one. Okay, a lot of times, now, if it come down to that, if you have a choice in the matter, you want to always get in first. You know what I'm saying? Of course, a lot of times, the window is always going to be on the back wall. Now, some cells are like what I call marriage suites. They had them beds side by side. Most cells, they have the bunk beds, bottom bunk, top bunk. That's what I'm really, really used to. But now I'm used to both of them because when I got to the Alabama prison system, they had the marriage suites, beds side by side. Tripped me out, blowed my mind back. I'm like, dang. First thing I thought, if I'm laying here in bed and I'm trying to go to sleep and I roll over this way and my bunkie already rolled over this way and we open up, we looking dead at each other. Man, bump you. You know what I mean? I couldn't understand it at first, but of course, when in Rome, you do as the Romans. I got used to it. But anyway, so now with the bunks being side by side like that, you had this open space down the middle. When you get to the back wall, you had the window right there. Okay, a lot of times, if you get in there first and you and the dude square off, y'all square off in that cell, and he rush you. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? You giving it back to him. Boom, boom, boom. Now, a lot of times, y'all just standing there toe to toe, locking up. Boom, 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 exchanging blows. Okay. Grabbing might come into effect. And me personally, I'm from Cali, so I'm not a real big fan of grabbing and holding. You know what I'm saying? You know, in Cali, boom, boom, we coming from the shoulders. But now in them cells, whole different thing. Regular rules do not apply no more. You got to know what you're doing or you will get effed up. You got to know what you're doing or you will get messed up. So a lot of times, boom, if you get in first and he rush you, boom, 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 boom. Now, y'all exchanging blows and he done grab you. When he grab you, he gonna want to try to rush you back into the, brush your back up against the wall so he can try something. Now, if you the person that's in there first and your back hits the wall, the first thing you want to do is prop your foot. You want to lock him in this area. Up like this here, because you want all this up in his chest. You want all this up in his chest. You want to take his shirt like this here. If you can, pull it in front of his face. Now, if he fool enough, you know what I'm saying, to come in there and get down with a hoodie on or a sweatshirt or regular shirt, you use it to your advantage. Use it to your advantage off the rip. You want to catch it right here, so when you come up with him, it's gonna come up like this here. And that shirt, you want to cover his face. And you want to push back. So it's like this here. Pushing him back. And the next thing you want to do, you want to prop your foot back up against that wall. Once you lock him in, it got to be real quick, y'all. Once you and up with him like this here, now he gonna be swinging. He gonna be swinging. Even though he like this here, it's gonna be like this here. Now, what you want to do real quick is prop your back foot up against that wall. And you want to push off. When you push off, you take all your weight and push off, and you run with him. You want to run with him. Now, the object of this right here is, a lot of times, when you in there, y'all getting down, your mind ain't working on what's in back of you. So now, you look and you see. That's why I say you want to get in first. When you're running backwards, if he go to backing up, your main objective is you trying to run him into the toilet. Because he's not aware, is not aware of this toilet. He's not thinking like that, especially if he's unseasoned. Once you run him back into that toilet, when it hit him, he's going to fall back. Now, 2 things going to happen. 3 things can happen. 3, if you didn't rush him back quick enough, the back of his leg will hit the toilet, he going to catch himself. Oh! You don't know where it's going to go from there. But if you rush him back quick enough, he going to hit that toilet. Now, 2 things can happen from this. Either he's going to fall onto the side of the toilet. Excuse me. Somebody was trying to call. Either he's going to fall back and fall down where you can have your weight with him. Now, his feet done come, he fell on the ground on his back. Or he'll hit that toilet instead of falling all the way back, he going to sit down. Now, if he sit down on that toilet, because his legs, it's going to catch him right there, depending on how tall he is, depending on how strong his legs is. It's going to make him sit down like that. When he do, you already got him like this here. You latch on with that one hand, and that's when you go to giving it to him. You go to giving it to him. You trying to get in all you got, because that ain't going to last long. That's not going to last long. He going to come up. When he come up, y'all back to square one again. But that's one tactic. You know what I'm saying? Now, you want to utilize the bunks, the beds, to your advantage. If you in there first and he rush up in there and you back up against that wall, you know you got 2 bunks on one side of you, or you got a 1 bunk and 1 bunk on each side of you. Let's say you got 2 bunks on one side of you, because that's mostly how it's going to be. Y'all getting down. This little dog, mind something else, y'all. He down there. Huh? Tell me, baby. Come here. Tell me. Look. Say hi to everybody. There go Mr. Wiggles, y'all. Hey. There go Mr. Wiggles. Mr. Wiggles. There you go. That cat right there. Sleep on the couch. But anyway. So now you got these bunks on the side of you. Y'all lock it up. Boom, 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 boom. I've seen a lot of dudes break their knuckles trying to give it all they got and miss. And hit that bed. Woo, woo. It think. Whew. Let me tell you something. When it come down to metal and bone, metal gonna win every time. Metal gonna win every time. Without a shadow of a doubt. But now if he rush you and y'all locking up, and you know these bunks right here, if you can get low and come around him, you want to dive up in there. Dive up in there with him. Between that top bunk and that bottom bunk, what it's going to do is going to run his legs up against the back of that bunk. And he going to sit down. When he sit down, that's when the straddling game comes. You want to try to straddle him because you got him on that bunk. Now, he going to try with all his might to get back up. You don't want to let, no. You don't want to let him back up. So you give it all you got. And you go for what you know. You got that situation. Now, sometimes stuff can get tricky and mickey. And let's say like if you got 1 bunk here, 1 bunk there. Let's say like if if it turned out that way, he's the one that done rushed you into the bunk and you back up against the bunk. But he pushing you back. He bending you back on the bunk, giving it to you. You don't want that. If your mind is working right and you can think, you want to sit, just go ahead, sit down on the bunk. sit on it to where you actually sitting down, and you can just from boom, 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 while you on the bunk, sitting off the bunk. Now he gonna be doing what he do, but your main objective though is to get off that bunk though. Don't fall, don't let him knock you down if you got one of them low bunks and fall on the bunk. If the bunk is high enough, you just want to sit down on the bunk. If you have to, if need be. If you have to, need be, hit the bunk and roll back. You want to get your feet up where they hit him in that chest. Get up off me. You know what I'm saying? What little doggy, my little doggy down there, yo. You want to kick him back. Knock him back up off of you. Once you knock him back, he gonna stumble back. Once you knock him back up off of you, you got to come up. You got to come up, y'all. Give it all you got. Once you make it back up, give it all you got. Now, let's say like y'all done went up against that wall. Boom, boom, boom. Because now you're going to always run into a bunk, a wall, a toilet. You can't help it. The cells are not that big. So you're going to run into something. But you want to try to be the main aggressor if this situation happens. Now, you know, Lord forbid that any of you youngsters out there go to prison. I don't want you to go to prison. I don't want you to go to prison. But now, I'm a realist. And I deal with reality. The reality of life is, the way the world is today, it's a big chance that, you know what I'm saying, 1 out of 3 of you youngsters gonna end up in the penal system. It is what it is. We know how life is, so let's be real with each other. So now, if that happens and you in there, I'm just trying to give you a little game on how to make it if you have to get down in one of them cells. So anyway, if you get rushed up against that wall, dude want to try to pin you up against the wall, and he want to try to hold you up against it, and boof, boof, boof. That's what he want to do. That's what he wants to do. You can't let him just do what he wants to do. It don't have to go that way. If you get up against that wall and he got you collared out mean he got your shirt twisted up around your neck, or he got it up, braced up, where he can set you up for a nice blow. What you want to do, put that foot on that wall and kick up off of it. But now when you kick up off of it, a lot of times, when you kick up off of it, you want to kick up off of it and come with the overhand right or overhand left, depending on what side you are, or you want to give him that bow. Kick up off there, and like you giving a, you know what a Superman punch is, you want to give him that Superman elbow. Get up off of me, man. Get up off of me, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to go for what you know. You want to go for what you know. Now, I've even done this before. I've done this before one time. I got into a scuffle in the cell with the top bunk, bottom bunk. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to turn the fan on. You might see a little shadow going because I just turned the ceiling fan on. But anyway, what I did is I reached back. Now, I told y'all before, I don't like bottom bunks. I like top bunks. I don't want nobody over me. So now, I knew I was finna get into the scuffle. I invited him to my cell. Dude was on his way. I went to the cell first, and I always keep my bed made. I'm a neat freak. I'm OCD on that. But I pulled everything loose on my bed. I pulled everything loose, so it was kind of hanging. So when he came, my thing was, just in case he came in with a weapon, a knife or something, I know how to defend myself. Even if a dude rushed me and I don't have a knife, it's cool. If I have a state coat, a state jacket, a sheet, a big towel, any of that, I can defend myself very, very well. It's a skill. It's a technique. You'll learn it. But anyway, also, I said, okay, when he come in and we go to tangling up, he gonna try to rush. Cool. I'm gonna let him rush. I reached up and I grabbed my blanket and my sheet. And when he come in, boom, 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 boom. I took a couple of blows for this one. But I reached out with this hand and I caught him right here. And I reached up with this hand and grabbed the sheets and blanket. And I pulled it down. Whew, where it went over his head. When it went over his head, I bear hugged him. Ah! And I rushed him to the back wall with the sheet covered him up. Ah! and start giving him all I got. Giving it to him, y'all. Giving it to him. Giving it to him. Cool. Now, let's just say by accident, you hit the floor. You hit the floor. If you can stop yourself, me personally, I would rather go completely to the floor rather than me to go down onto the lower bunk. Now, if you do go onto the lower bunk, I gave you the game on how you lean back, kick it. How you lean back and kick, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Or if you do go to the bunk, how you reach up, you catch him by his clothes and pull him over his head. Pull him to you while you lean back on that bunk. You got his clothes from the back here. Reach, lean back, put your foot up, kick him in the groin or lower stomach area, and at the same time be pulling back and pulling clothes up over his head towards you. You go for what you know from there. You know what I'm saying? You go for what you know from there. Now, why I said, I'm explaining why I said I'd rather go completely to the floor. Me, now this is me. This is my style, y'all. Might not be your style. This is my style. If I go completely to the floor, the first thing, if it's just hands, he's going to try to do is he's going to try to lean over me and just dog punch me. You know how you lean over a person, you just go to giving it to him. Or you try to step back and you try to kick and stomp. You want to kick and stomp. In that small cell, kicking and stomping really not going to do it. Well, stomping for real, not going to really do a lot of damage. You know what I'm saying? Because depending on how the bunks are, you can maneuver around the kick until you can get around and wake your way back up. But now, back to what I'm saying. The reason why I want to go completely to the floor if I'm on my way down there, if I'm not over there if I'm not by the toilet, and I go completely to the floor, when he comes down with his kick, or with his stomp, I got to get that foot. I got to get that foot, y'all. Now, I'm not saying I want to go to the floor, but if it just so happens it turns out and I'm on my way down there, a lot of times I'll just bypass the bunk and just go on down. You know what I'm saying? So now when he comes to stomp down on me, my main objective, get the foot. Catch that foot. Catch that foot. When you catch that foot, 9 times out of 10, he got on state pants. Like I say, 9 times out of 10, he going to have on his state pants. Dude's going to go put their state pants on. They're going to go put their state boots on, the coat, and all, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But now, you want to catch that foot. He going to have them boots on for sure. Tennis shoes or boots, of course, you know. But anyway, if you can, you get that foot. You want to get that foot and you want to twist. You want to twist with it. If you got enough room to roll with it, you want to twist with it because that twist is going to bring him down to your level. It's going to bring him down to your level, y'all. Unless he got 2 bunks and he holding on to one and he bracing himself up. Now, you at an impasse because he can't do a whole lot of damage to you. You can't do a whole lot of damage to him. You feel what I'm saying? 9 times he might let you back up. Man, don't get up. Fool, man, get up. Get up. Because ain't nothing really going no more. But now, if you should go down to that bunk, you know what I'm saying? He going to see you right there, and he going to still want to be trying to give it to you. He going to still want to try to give it to you. Don't never, if he's over you and you done sat down on that bunk and y'all going at it, waste your time trying to stand back up because he's not going to let you just stand back up. You're going to have to take many, many blows from this dude trying to stand back up from off that bunk. You know what I'm saying? Bump it. Go ahead, just lean back on it and go to kicking. Hey, look here, man. Fighting ain't nothing pretty, especially when you fighting in a cell. You fighting in a cell. We ain't trying to be pretty. We ain't got time to be pretty. You don't get no style points in no fight in prison. Ain't no style points, especially in them cells. No. So if you hit that bump, go ahead and go all the way back on it and utilize the feet. Kick him up off of you. Get up off of me, fool. Get up off of me, chump, buster, mark. Kick him. If you kick him good enough, he gonna stumble back. When you stumble back, that's when you come on up. Now, any and everything in the cell is to your advantage if you know how to use it. I'm talking about if you got cosmetics laying around, TV, radios, Walkman, Super Tools, whatever you may have in whatever prison system you're in, whatever they're going to let you have, all that is to your advantage. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, ain't no style points and ain't nothing to be saved. Bump that. You know, I seen some dudes, they finna get out. They're going to sell, go put their TV and radio up first, you know, put it on the floor up under the bottom bunk and push it all the way to the back because they don't want it to get broke. I ain't moving nothing. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to hit you with this TV. I'm going to hit you with this radio. I'm going to hit you with the hot plate, coffee pot, whatever I may have at my disposal to get you up off me or to get this win. It's going to be utilized. Man, I'm talking about sharp pencils, all of that. Ink pens, whatever you may use, ropes. I kept all type of little knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone stuff, little, you know, miscellaneous things laying around the cell. Now, a lot of my cellies would always trip like, well, Tune, what's this for? What's that for? I had some lame excuse I would give them, but now, the whole time, I'm Sun Tzu, Art of War. Sun Tzu, y'all, Art of War. I need everything at my disposal. Man, I hit a fool right between the eyes with a Brute deodorant one time. A Brute deodorant, yeah. We going at, man, I done reached out, and as he coming in, I done latched on to the Brute deodorant. Bow. Brute deodorant, right in the, bow. When he caught him off guard, you're going for the kill. Ah! Now, let me show you a lot of times, a lot of cell altercations start with, dude might come to cell and y'all go to arguing because it might be your cellie. It might be your cellie. Now, I repeat, I do not advise getting into physical altercations with a person that you live in a cell with because nobody's going to be moved right then and there. And so, you know, you don't want to been and had a scuffle with a cat and now you got to go to sleep in this cell with him. You don't know within the days to come where his head is at or where his mind is at, especially if he's not off your side of the fence. Now, a lot of times, you know, if both of y'all represent the same thing and all this and that, sometimes y'all can get into it a little bit and let it go, leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? But now you got to always be aware. Altercations gonna come, man. Sometimes you get a cellie a lot of times that y'all just ain't vibing. The police ain't moving y'all. Things just going, you know, just ain't going y'all way. And y'all gonna end up bumping, man. Here, you know, here it comes. Y'all gonna end up getting into it. So look, the element of surprise is an MF. An element of surprise is a mother. Man, let me show you something. At the head of my bed, on the rail, I kept, you know when you go to the infirmary and they give you them little cups, they put the little pills in, them little see-through cups, you might get your aspirin or whatever you're going to get. I kept me 2 of those. And I kept them filled up with salt right there at the head of my bed. Kept them full up with salt for my food, but it was for the battle. The element of surprise. If you see where this is going, because 9 times out of 10, a lot of physical altercations going to always start verbally. Blah, 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 blah. Here it come, y'all. You see, you can tell when okay, it's finna go there. You done made your mind up, you finna bump. He done made his mind up, we finna bump. So boom. So you know, you might come, he might jump off the bump and be like, man, hey man, what? Man, what? Or you might get up off the bunk and man, woo. I kept the salt right there. You know what I'm saying? Now, my salt wasn't always for my food. My salt was for this occasion that took place. Man, listen, I reached under there doing the back and forth verbiage, because I ain't finna do no whole lot of that, period. Especially if you in striking distance. That salt, like I say, the element of surprise. Right to the face. Man, that salt will blind you with science. Pepper. I used to get the little peppers. Now I'm talking about ground black pepper. That's good. But I would get the little peppers out the soups, out the spicy chili soups. They got them little peppers in there, and the California vegetables and all that. They got and crush them up. Now they don't know. But now y'all don't get the peppers no more. That was from my time. They don't even put them peppers in soups no more. They took them out because of stuff like this. So anyway, you crush them little red peppers up real good, man, and with a little liquid, put a little water in them and crush them up and let them sit, ferment. Hey, you got you some homemade prison mace. Man, you hit a fool with that, the fight over with. You sit there and whoop him till the time get better. Now, you know, he might close his eyes and he gonna all of a sudden he gonna grab you. That's what he gonna, because that's all he can do. He can't do nothing but reach out and grab you. But you go ahead and work him. Stuff like that, man. I would see dudes that smoke cigarettes. A lot of times that thump that cigarette, you get the element of surprise. But real quick. I seen one dude, man, he know he was getting ready to get into a physical altercation with a cat. He put a mouthful of salt and some water. He had it in his mouth, and dude run up on him woofing. Man, woo, 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 woo. He don't know this man got a mouthful of salt water. Dude hit him with it. Right in the face. That salt ate him up, y'all. And he went to work. But fighting in a cell in prison is an art form. It's an art form. You know what I'm saying? You got to try to master it and learn it, because stuff like this is going to happen. I mean, you know, it is what it is. We just going to be real. We grown here. And we grown. Everybody, we grown. Stuff like this will happen, y'all. So therefore, you got to be prepared and know what you're doing. So I ain't doing I'm just hipping a few people to the shenanigans of what goes on in a cell fight. You know, what goes on in a cell fight, man. But anyway, that's just a little something. You know what? It ain't much. Somebody might hear this and it might help them one day. You know, man, I heard Big Toon say, you know, and it might help you one day. Anyway, man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 53. I'm out, man. Peace.